What's going on, guys? Here at 11, a great day today, and today we are about to talk about some more Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. This is episode 18, titled Our Empty Selves. Before I get into my thoughts, I want to hear from you guys, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know what you thought of this episode if you've seen it, and while you're there, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content and want to see plenty more Witch from Mercury coverage in the future. After losing both Ariel and Miorine, Suletta has focused completely on her schoolwork, ignoring her feelings about what happened in the last duel. In order to face things head on, Choo Choo and the rest of Earth House decide to take Suletta straight to Miorine to discuss her feelings in person. As Guel continues to try and regain investment in his company, it's revealed to Miorine that Shinsei and Jetuk were developing a new Gundam, the Schwarzette, in collaboration. Prospera suggests that they announced to the Penrith group that the project was created in collaboration between Gundam and Jetuk instead, which would further cement the pairing of Miorine and Guel. Miorine refuses, repeating her commitment to medical advancement as opposed to weapons through Gundam tech. With the continuing riots on Earth, Miorine, Prospera and Guel decide to go to the planet to help de-escalate them, in an attempt to gain more support on her run for presidency against Shattuck. Alan reveals to Nika and Naraya that he is simply a stand-in for the real Alan, telling them the reason behind the whole situation. Alan was elected as head of Pale, but needed someone capable of piloting a Gundam to pose as him during the duels. Suletta is carefully led to Ariel after trying to meet with Miorine, where she comes up against Eri and the children of the Coven. All is revealed to her, and she is told that she's no longer needed, essentially being disowned by her sister and ultimately her own mother. So after that tragic ending of episode 17, Suletta is once again just put through the ringer, especially when it comes to the end of this episode, and we will get into that, but first I do want to talk a bit about the start of it, and Suletta dealing with her kind of breakup with Miorine by essentially closing it off, and I really like that. It does feel like a very Suletta thing to do. She is, as a human being, I would say, not the most developed in terms of dealing with emotions, which is understandable because she's essentially being caged off from society and people her whole life. And another thing that does feel very in line with Suletta is her blaming herself as opposed to Miorine. She basically says that it's all my fault because I lost the duel, which in reality it's not all her fault at all. In fact, it's not her fault in the slightest. But I think that innocence and selflessness that Suletta has makes her, in a way, a refreshing Gundam protagonist, but also one that's easy to kind of empathize with, and it generally just makes her likable because you have all these horrible things going on in the series and you have Suletta at the center of it, who is kind of painfully unaware and sometimes for the worse, but I think sometimes it's for the better. You feel like there's this nice warmth at the center of the series. You know, it's not this cold-hearted protagonist that is mercilessly murdering people. It's someone who, yes, does sometimes mercilessly murder people, but she is unaware of it at the same time. Like, it just feels like someone who is kind-hearted in nature and does everything for the best reasons. And like I said, sometimes in reality those are not the best things to do, but you always feel like her heart's in the right place, and that's all you can really ask of a human. And then you have the end of the episode where that warm heart that Suletta has is just torn straight out when she's essentially just disowned by her family. She's already been disowned by Miorine, she's now disowned by her sister and the mother. And that whole sequence of Eri talking to Suletta and all that kind of stuff was heartbreaking, but it was also so well made. The music there, I cannot wait for the official score to fully release for this series because it's been so phenomenal, whether that's in the action sequences or something like this. It was just a tragic moment. It was really just heartbreaking. And once again, like, everything was hitting all the right notes. I think what makes this whole thing with Suletta even more tragic is that everyone who is doing this stuff, which on the surface looks bad, is for the right reasons. Will it ultimately end up with the right consequences? Maybe not. There might be some terrible consequences to this whole arc. But the actual motivation behind it is a good one. And I like that. It makes it kind of morally complex. Honestly, I don't think I have a whole lot to say about Guel, Miorine, and Prospera's like plotline thing that's going on here. It's really good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there's like enough meat on the bone, if you will, to fully discuss things. We do get this tease of the Schwarzette, which is like the new Gundam, which I have no idea who's going to pilot it. It's going to either be Guel, might be Suletta, might be Miorine, probably not, but my two guesses are either on Guel or Suletta. I think those are the most likely options if I was to guess one of the two. Characterization wise, I think Guel would be the better choice. Story wise, I think it might go to Suletta. That's just me theorizing once again, but one of the things I do really like concerning Miorine in this episode is still her like commitment to medical advancement in terms of using Gundam technology. It shows that even though she is going down almost a similar path to her father, where she's trying to take on the presidency role, and it seems like on paper she's essentially becoming her father, who she didn't really want to become, seeing this commitment to something different with the Gundam tech and seeing that it's a different ideology to her father it does prove that she is being her own person and she's fully dedicated to that. She's not losing herself in the process of becoming what her father was. Overall, once again, this series does not miss. This is another fantastic episode. It's not the best of the core, and probably the most discussion-worthy point of it is the end and the stuff going on with Suletta, but aside from that, it's good setup for what will come in the next episode. The characters are going to Earth now. Who knows what's going to break out? I already know because I have seen the latest episode. I really cannot wait to discuss it because, yeah, no spoilers, of course. If you haven't seen episode 19 yet, it is a very, very exciting one. Before I do get out of here, though, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content. If you want to see more Witch from Mercury coverage in the future, make sure you are subscribed, hit the notification bell so you know exactly when my reviews of each individual episode go up. Above all else, I want to hear from you guys, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know what you thought of this episode if you've seen it. What was your favourite plotline going on? Who was your favourite character? What was your favourite scene? I think everyone's going to choose the same one, but I'll be interested to see if there is any difference. As always, thank you so much for tuning into mchat today, and I'll see you all in the next video.